Hello and welcome to another Dragonstorm Studios video. Today we're going to be talking about a relative newcomer, as far as I know, to the MTG community. His name is Mitch from the Commander's Quarters, and he has been a wealth of information for someone like me who is a more casual and budget-conscious Commander player. So I very much appreciate his work, and I wanted to draw him as well. And Mitch arguably is most known for being a very large proponent of the Wayfarer's Bauble. And the Wayfarer's Bauble is this wonderful sea urchin looking sort of thing. I'm not even sure exactly what to call it. It's interesting looking and it was a pain in the butt to draw, but it's cool looking. And when I hear the word bauble, my first thought is a small object, which is why I've drawn it small there in Mitch's hand. And small objects, which have a certain curious value to them, I think are wonderful. So I've drawn it small, and if you think that I should have maybe drawn it a little bit larger, comment below in the comments. Let me know. But I want to draw the structure of the ear today. And ears are arguably a pain in the butt for two reasons, I think. Number one, everyone's got a different sort of ear structure. And number two, and maybe most importantly, they're often stylized in media. So if you watch a cartoon, they usually are drawn like an X in there. And the reality is that if you know what you're looking for example, this is called the helix of the ear. If you know what you're looking for, it's actually not that hard to draw. And the more you draw them, the better you get. So the helix is kind of like a crook sort of shaped object, and you're just going to want to shade in particular right below the top, almost like a candy cane sort of shape there. And I've just got a picture of Mitch here next to me I'm looking off of. And because the ear, it's not transparent, but it's often translucent, you get a bit of light shading in here where light might be passing through the ear slightly. And then you've got a second structure, which is just below the helix, and it's called the Anti-Helix. And the Anti-Helix, kind of at the bottom of this translucent part of the ear, kind of borders it, and then follows around where the inner ear is. So in Mitch here, his inner ear is actually quite high up in the picture. Maybe even a little lower than that. And then you've got this bulgy bit right here that comes in. And the earlobe itself. And he's got a bit of a longer earlobe. I'm just going to do a quick measurement here. I think I've got that. Yeah, the lobe's a little bit low, so I'm going to bring that up a little bit. All right. So that helix and anti-helix is the first, this is a terrible eraser, is the first major step in drawing the ear's features. I'm going to have to find a better eraser next time I do a video. This is terrible. Oh well, I'll fix that later. And then the inner ear is quite a bit darker. And then where the inner ear ends, it's the bottom of the anti-helix. And that creates that sort of D shape you've got right here. So again, a lot of art isn't so much talent, I don't think. And this is where I might get some pushback from some people. But realistically, I think a lot of art is just skills and observation. And if you're able to see some of these interesting shapes and interpret what you see in your drawing, you're able to create some really interesting and impressive looking results. And just like we've talked about in several other videos, a lot of that has to do with light and dark. So just noticing where, you know, the earlobe, for example, gets a bit darker and where those darknesses kind of attach or combine or create these interesting patterns or shapes in them. I mean, you're able to do so much with a pencil, and all you've got to do is kind of get used to looking and seeing at what's in front of you. And once you do that, I think the possibilities are quite amazing. So there we go, the inner ear. I also wanted to just take a moment to mention that I am running a little low on suggestions for content creators. So if you're watching this video and there's someone in particular you want me to draw in the MTG community, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to address more of these individuals. But I've drawn, I think, 20 of them now. And I'm kind of reaching a point where the ones that I know anyways have already been covered, in some cases twice. So I certainly can move on to other content, other subject matter. But if there's anyone in particular you want to see drawn, someone I can easily get a picture of, so someone who's got a face to their name, let me know. I'd be glad to draw them in there. And I will not only fix this awful, oh, here we go. Okay, this awful mistake from the eraser. Yikes. But I'll also work on a background as well. And I want to actually use the background that we see very often in his videos. So we see that wonderful light bar there, and then the slow change from dark to like black to blue anyways in the background. So I'll be working on that a little bit later, and I'll show you the end result, how it turns out here. Hope you had a fantastic day and that you enjoyed the video. If you did so, please consider giving it a like, maybe sharing with friends, and subscribe me if the content is to your liking. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.